WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Columbus police want a second suspect in a deadly shooting to turn himself in to investigators. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This shooting happened on December 19th inside an abandoned home on 17th Street South. Police Chief Fred Shelton did not release the suspect's name. Shelton says officers have alerted the unidentified man's family and friends that the suspect is wanted by police. No information was released on how the suspect is allegedly involved in this shooting. 18-year-old Shaquavius White of West Point is charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of 18-year-old Xavier Dora. Shelton says the suspect or anyone with information about this case should call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A Houston teacher is facing charges after police say they found marijuana in her car on school property. Chief Billy Voyle says Penny Hampton was charged with possession of marijuana in a vehicle, which is a misdemeanor. Voyle says the investigation is continuing and charges could be upgraded. He did not release when the marijuana was found at school. According to the school district's website, Hampton is a second-grade inclusion teacher and has been a teacher at least 4 years. No one answered the school district's office when we called today. Bond is set at $1 million for an 18-year-old facing several charges, including breaking into cars at an apartment complex. Joseph Hickman is charged with breaking and entering of a vehicle, directing a minor to commit a felony, and sale of a stolen firearm. Police were called to Vista Ridge Apartments early Friday morning after someone there says they saw two people looking into cars. Officers found 4 guns between Hickman and a minor with him. Charges against the teenager are pending. Louisville police are investigating the death of a man found with a gunshot wound this morning. Police Chief Sean Holderness says officers responded to a home on North Court Avenue just before 9 o'clock this morning. Inside, they found 27-year-old Lee Andrew Hughes Jr. dead. Holderness says they're trying to determine if the gunshot was self-inflicted or if this is a homicide case. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is assisting them with the case. 3 people killed in a horrific Pickens County crash have been identified. Coroner Chad Harless says 43-year-old Joe Knox, along with brothers Horace and Jeffrey Armstrong, all died at the scene. All of the men are from southern Pickens County. This accident happened on Highway 32 just across the state line from Wcbi County. 5 people were inside the SUV. All of the men killed in the crash were ejected after the vehicle flipped multiple times. The driver and the front seat passenger were flown to a Birmingham hospital. No word on their update, no update on their condition tonight. Alabama state troopers are investigating the accident. Well, it was the darkest hour for the Tupelo Police Department on this day 6 years ago. That's the day Sergeant Gail Stauffer was gunned down while investigating a bank robbery. On this anniversary of Stauffer's death, friends, family, and co-workers paused to honor the officer, the father and the husband who made the ultimate sacrifice. WCBI's Allie Martin has more.
But all of us can say that he did.
Every December 23rd is tough for Sergeant Gail Stauffer's family.
Every year, you think, well, it'll be better, and the time comes along, and it's a difficult day.
But Sergeant Stauffer's mother, Debbie Brandenburg, says she remembers the strong support from the community in the days after her son's death, and the pain is eased somewhat.
I looked back on some things that people sent and the things people said, but that are comforting, but what I remember the most is how this community came together across all economic lines, all race, all ethnicities, everything. And we were a community. We were what Tupelo is about. And that gave myself and our family strength to stand when we thought we couldn't.
The ceremony honoring Sergeant Stauffer was held at Tupelo Police Headquarters next to a cross and plaque memorializing the officer's sacrifice. Stauffer's partner, Joseph Marr, was also shot but survived and is working in another northeast Mississippi city. Tupelo Police Chief Bart Aguirre said the most tragic day in the department's history has resulted in even better training and preparation for patrol officers.
Our officers learn from what happened on that day, how to better approach a situation like that. So through this training, we can better handle another situation like this.
Brandenburg and Daguerre say they appreciate the men and women who protect and serve every day, despite the danger.
I think we all need to remember that the young men and women who are in law enforcement, as the mayor said, in emergency, EMTs, all of these, they choose this profession. And they are running toward danger when we are running away. They don't know the people, and they help when nobody else can. And I would just say that we need to remember their sacrifice.
Sergeant Stauffer joined the Tupelo Police in 2005. He also served in Iraq with the Louisiana Army National Guard. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And the year Sergeant Stauffer was killed, 133 officers died in the line of duty. So far this year, 129 police officers have lost their lives on the job.
Well, it's been a soggy few days here across North Mississippi and West Alabama. Still some clouds in Vernon and across West Alabama here at Durham's Pharmacies. Temperatures this evening are in the upper 50s right now. You can see the last of the clouds and perhaps even still a little bit of light drizzle pushing out of the area. Heading into the evening hours tonight, the drizzle is ending. Clouds will continue to thin out, and we will trade that for some patchy fog overnight tonight with some patchy dense fog possible by morning. Temperatures are down into the 40s. Looking ahead, we've got warm weather for Christmas, but some rain is back in the forecast. Details on that coming up in just a bit.
Residents of Houston could see some big changes in the town square over the next few months. Cash Matlock joins us in the studio with more on a new $1 million loan approved by city leaders.
Andrea, it's taken a few years, but the city of Houston will finally be completing their street project thanks to a new Courthouse Square facelift.
In early December, the Houston Board of Aldermen took a big step toward making much-needed infrastructure upgrades.
$1 million loan was secured from Three Rivers at a very favorable interest rate and no outside fees in favor of our 15-member tourism committee, who voted unanimously to take bids to rework and make our Courthouse Square beautiful.
The Courthouse Square project will only cost about $650,000. The board will use the leftover amount for street repair, a project for which they've already raised over $800,000.
The other $395,000 that was available, the city board elected to take that money to finish out our street program and do all the neighborhoods that we had been promising over the last 2 or 3 years.
Houston Mayor Stacey Parker says it's more than just $1 million loan.
It's going to go further than that. And one of the things about our sidewalks, we could spend $2 million, but that investment will last beyond 50 years or longer.
But not every board member was in favor of the loan. Some proposed waiting for a state grant to fund the remaining street projects. Parker says the city has already tried that method.
Over 15 years ago, to try to get grants for streets. Those street projects only typically, I'm going to say not, it doesn't necessarily stand for this 100%, but typically those are associated with job creations.
There are plenty of neighborhoods and plenty of streets for those grants, but they're the bird in the bush, and we're taking the bird in the hand to deliver to our people today.
With tourism from the Tanglefoot Trail playing such a vital role in the city's economy, city leaders say now is the time to make improvements.
Economic development is very important to any town, but quality of life is what brings people in to live in our town and stay in our town, and our children remain in our town.
Houston, are you ready? It's time.
The new projects are expected to start within the next few weeks.
Well, Houston has also been awarded the Levitt AMP grant. This is a $25,000 grant that comes from the Mortimer and Mimi Levitt Foundation, and this will help fund a concert series at Legion Lake. Mayor Stacey Parker saying the series was the idea of Sean Johnson, the Community Development Foundation director. Legion Lake is located just beside Tanglefoot Trail.
That impact is going to be huge. That is actually supposed to start, according to Sean, probably in May. Or toward the end of May. So we've got a little bit of time, but we don't have much time to get some things prepared out there to make this happen for this concert series.
The Chickasaw Development Foundation and Potter's House submitted that grant proposal. All right, coming up, porch pirates are still a threat even after Christmas. Some advice on how to safely get rid of your holiday trash next.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Andrea Self.
Welcome back, everyone. We've been talking to you about this for the past few weeks. Before Christmas, you worry about thieves stealing packages from your porch. Well, after Christmas, you worry about them watching your trash to find out what's new inside your house. Our DeAndrea Turner joins us in the studio with some advice on getting rid of your Christmas trash.
That after-day holiday wrapping paper can leave a trail for uninvited guests, and local authorities say how your disposal can keep you from becoming a target.
They'll give criminals opportunity. So crime happens because of opportunity.
With gifts open and wrapping paper bags on the curb, those big-ticket items can make you an easy target for a potential home burglary. Columbus Chief of Police Fred Shelton stresses, be proactive.
Take it out, record the serial number, take and dispose of the wrappings in the paper, and again, put it in some bags or tear it down. Even better yet, recycle it.
If you want to keep it off the street altogether, consider recycling. Calvin Ware heads the sanitation for the city of Starkville and says recycling is at its all-time high during the month of December.
Recycling going to be up because it's Christmas and a lot of boxes. And so, yes, we get more than normal recycling around this time of the year.
While many Starkville residents have the small green sanitation boxes at their house, they can bring those bigger boxes that they open for Christmas right here to the Starkville Sanitation Department.
Can recycle all boxes. We take all boxes, including if they 50-inch screen TV coming in, we would take the boxes.
But there's certain items that cannot be recycled.
We do not take the bowls that come off your Christmas wrap or your Christmas paper. We only would like our citizens of Starkville to recycle the milk cartons, the boxes, and we love newspapers.
Enforcement are encouraging people to write down the serial number for their new items that they get this year.
All right, all very good advice for all those Christmas gifts people will be getting.
Very soon, yes. In fact, we're 36 hours away before Santa gets here.
Indeed.
I know for the forecast, of course, want to make sure that the pets are aware to get to bed early, even the kids, because Santa will be on the way by 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Don't go anywhere. I've got your full forecast after this.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Well, after a soggy few days, we finally got a little sunshine here on our Monday afternoon and evening, and we're seeing a clear sky in most spots across the region as our temperatures now begin to free fall down through the 50s. Overnight tonight, ending up into the 40s. Now, notice our winds overall are starting to calm down out there. And we look at that factored in with the fact that there is plenty of moisture left in the air. We have to watch for the chance for some patchy fog by morning. Those dew point values are reflective of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Into tonight, the clouds continuing to thin out. The rain all done across the region. We will deal with some patchy AM fog as we drop down into the middle 40s out there with a calm wind by morning. Here's a look at Futurecast. Notice that back edge of the clouds continuing to fill on out. Still perhaps a few high, thin clouds in spots here into the morning hours, but overall calm, clear with patchy fog by Tuesday morning is what we anticipate. Not widespread, just a few spots here and there. Overall, any fog will mix out quickly on Tuesday morning, and we'll continue to see a mostly sunny sky with nice and warm weather into the afternoon. Our winds will be between 2 and 7 miles an hour, getting up into the mid to upper 60s out there for our Tuesday, our Christmas Eve day. 67 will be the high in Houston and in Tupelo, 68 in Fulton, into West Alabama, 69 in Sullivan and in Vernon, 69 also in Aliceville, and then into the Golden Triangle, 67 in West Point, Starkville, up to 66. I've got us at 67 in Louisville and in Macon. Now, if you like Christmas Eve Day, you'll also like Christmas Day here. The clouds will increase, though, and we'll see temperatures back into the mid to upper 60s. However, no snow for us here. No white Christmas, just warm weather moving on forth. We will watch clouds increase into the afternoon and evening hours Christmas Day. Maybe an isolated shower or two during Thursday, and perhaps even a few isolated showers into Friday. I think the better chance for showers will hold off until the weekend, and a little bit of uncertainty exists here. Notice we've got two options we're watching here. Option number one would carry a low pressure system through the south and east. This option would bring a slower system with several days of rain with it. Option number two would be a quicker system sliding on through. As it carries off to the north, then we would get a cold front sliding on through with some showers and thunderstorms along that, but it would quickly exit. I'm leaning more towards option one here, and what that means is several days with the chance for some scattered showers out there. We will stay overall warm. This time of year, we should be in the mid to upper 50s. Instead, we're looking at the mid to upper 60s all the way into the weekend. Of course, we'll keep you updated with the forecast updates as we move ahead. Good news, though, Christmas looking quiet around here.
We like a quiet Christmas. Sometimes we've had sort of a stormy Christmas, and once we had the snowy Christmas.
Once, yeah, right?
Once we had a snowy Christmas. All right, thanks a lot, Jacob. Bowl week has arrived for college football. Mississippi State on the road to Nashville. More on bowl preps coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
It's officially bowl prep week for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs will travel to Nashville to prepare for Louisville in the Music City Bowl. Louisville puts up plenty of points, 40th in the country, scoring 32 points per game. But the Cardinals certainly give up a ton, 111th in the country, giving up 33 points per contest. The Bulldogs giving their scouting report of what to expect from its ACC opponent.
They fit to their weaknesses, so they like to put they're a lot smaller up front, so they like to put a lot of guys in the box, try to help those guys support the run. But I mean, 7-5, they put up a lot of points on offense.
Very quick, explosive guys, you know, at running back, quarterback, receiver, O-line. They have one of the best O-linemen in the country, and 73, I don't know his name, he's number 73 though. And you know, they score a lot of points. They average maybe like 28, 30 some points.
They decent, got a lot of young guys. I think they can ball in themselves. So they got a couple ballers. We cannot sleep on them because anything can happen in the game of football.
You know, we talked about needing to out-prepare, out-physical, and out-execute to win this football game. So from a preparation standpoint, I wanted to make sure we were on pads, we were energetic, we were flying around, we were being physical. And I also think it helped the younger guys from a developmental standpoint.
Along with Cam Dantzler, safety Brian Cole will not compete in the bowl game as he prepares for the 2020 NFL Draft. Nick Weatherspoon's return to the basketball floor for Mississippi State didn't go as planned as the Bulldogs dropped its third game of the year to New Mexico State Sunday. The Aggies topping Mississippi State in a knockdown, drag-out game in which both teams shot around 40%. It'd been almost a year since Weatherspoon was last in an actual game for the Bulldogs. Weatherspoon and Ben Howland not worried about the loss as the team gains chemistry again.
I'm not too much worried about that loss because I really believe in these guys, and I really think we're going to turn this thing around come January. So even in December, this game on the 30th. So I really believe in these guys, and I think we'll turn around.
You know, you can see it's going to take a while after you haven't played in 10 months to get back in sync. In the second half, I thought he had a really good second half, but 3 fouls in the first half. And I played him with 2, thinking, you know, he could, use his experience to not pick up his third. And it was an offensive foul, as I remember. So again, you know, he'll be fine. He just needs more reps out there in a game.
So after the Christmas and holiday season, basketball picks up again in terms of NCAA basketball. The Bulldogs with one more non-conference game against Kent State before kicking off SEC play with Auburn on Saturday. It's a way to start SEC play. Then Ole Miss, 2 more non-con games for the Rebels. They'll face Tennessee Tech and at Wichita State before taking on Texas A&M for its SEC opener. Then on the women's side, Mississippi State, again, 1 more non-con game against Arkansas Little Rock before facing Florida on January 2nd to begin SEC play, and Ole Miss women's basketball Saturday against Alabama State on the 28th before taking on Georgia on January 2nd. The Bad Boys Mowers Gasparilla Bowl kicking off the bowl season. UCF taking on Marshall. It's a great performance for the UCF Knights, saying that as an alum. So there's a pick 6 there for UCF. They get up 21-0. They would go on to win the game 48-21. to 25. Why is this a big deal, Andrea? Well, you know, for me, as a guy who graduated from UCF, you love bowl wins.
Yes.
The local guys, Chris DeLoach from Columbus and Josh McMullen, East Webster alum, a part of that UCF team, winning 10 games and getting a bowl win.
This guy has made us all Knights fans in the newsroom.
I think I might be still the only one.
We cheer for
okay.
them. That's just fine. All right, we'll be back with the last look. Stay with us.
Sports coverage of the Music City Bowl is brought to you by OCH Regional Hospital and the Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, lock it in. Nice Christmas weather coming for us here. Mid to upper 60s, feeling more like spring. And then we got some showers in the way then Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday. A little bit of uncertainty exists there, but we will be sure and keep you updated here and on the WCBI mobile app.
That's like a Tom Ebel, Florida Christmas, isn't it? At 67 degrees.
The most wonderful Christmas, in my opinion.
The most wonderful Christmas. All right, that is the news at 6. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.